Have you sat down as a human being and asked yourself, what it's weird sitting there watching you people on TV manipulating each other with money and technology, and you pay billions and billions of dollars into your military security and surveillance and stuff, and what are Tom Holman, what are you ashamed of? What embarrasses you? What are you ashamed of? Barack Obama, T.P. Kegsmith, or whatever your name is, Pam Bondi, Carolyn Levitt, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Jill Biden, Pope Leo. What are you ashamed of? What do you sit there and think, oh gosh, I'm ashamed of that? I would like it that other people don't know that that happened, that I participated in that or did that, right? So I got that Ghislaine Maxwell lady. Why do you want out of prison? You're in a minimum security prison in Texas. What makes you think you're going to be safer outside of prison with the people you do business with than in prison? And what's there to do outside of prison that's worth doing that you won't be ashamed of, that you can live with, that you can, I want to kill myself. I want to take drugs. I want to take fentanyl. I want to do cocaine. I want to die. And why do you want to live? Children aren't safe and protected from perversion because of you. People aren't living faithful, loving lives, understanding the true nature of natural laws and how to obey natural laws and share the world in faithful, loving peace together. So, what are you ashamed of? Why are you so proud of the work that you're doing, and why do you call it work? Is that lettuce for a hamburger? Is that pecans for chocolate chip cookies? And why are you asking for money? And why are you giving people inefficient equipment to do the most important work? And talking people into spraying poison on the weeds so they come back twice as strong, and it affects the plants, and the plants become less healthy for the humans. What embarrasses you? What are you ashamed of? Why do you so excited about life? Why do you guys get on TV all the time? I'm blessed to be doing this. I'm blessed to be able to be a propaganda tool bag on TV for lots of fuck money. I am blessed. God has blessed me. We are blessed. I believe. I also believe that. I believe we are blessed to, if you know what life is worth, you look for yours on earth. So now you see the light. So stand up for your right. I get that. I believe I am blessed. Okay. To have a molecular structure that sits in this chair, and all the time wonders, why the hell am I not sitting in this room with a sweet, kind, loving, faithful woman? Where's my wife and family? What if I die here? Who'll be my role model now that my role model is gone? Gone. He rolled back down the alley with some roly-poly little bat-faced girl. Okay, Paul Simon. Don't say that about Amy. She's cute. she was abused by the business perverts that make you a success. They gave you Kennedy Center honors and designer COVID mask, where they were mass murdering people because of population warfare games that they're addicted to playing, obviously. There's no other obvious. What can you explain to me and to the people dying every day in your institutions that you call hospitals? Why they're dying from cancer, why they're dying from heart disease, why they are dying from stress, why they are giving commercials, every other commercial is a fucking drug to survive your stress. Here, this will help you not need to poop so much, you might lose your job. Crohn's disease. Well, I got to, I'm a teacher and I can't sit there and you can't sit there in class. Okay, I got to go take a shit because I live near the freeway and I'm being poisoned to death by the government that I'm telling you to pay money to live here to. And I got to go to the bathroom. So please don't make fun of me on your fucking phones. Well, you can't have your phones now because that's distracting you because you're not becoming a trained consumer that feels like they have a conscience, like something embarrasses them and they're ashamed of, right? I'll say it's horrible. If you're tired, rest. If you're thirsty, drink. If you're hungry, eat. Right? And no one will sit there and say, "What the hell's wrong with you? Why are you pooping? You got to go to the bathroom again?" Yes, I've been poisoned by your business partners, and I have to go to the bathroom again so I don't die. I want to live longer, and I don't want drugs to give me the delusion that I am. Right? Those are OR scrubs. Oh, are they? I see you. I see you. Okay, but what are you ashamed of? And why aren't you ashamed of it? Why aren't you ashamed of propaganda? Why aren't you ashamed of making jokes about using technology to hold foods hostage? When kids can get a hold of a phone, they steal a phone. Okay. And then they hack into the internet at the library or at the Denny's or wherever, whatever, right? But it's harder to steal the food than it is to steal a phone. Because people usually eat their food and they take their phone outside and set it down when they're drunk or something, right? And so you're holding food hostage for billionaires and these children are starving to death and they can get a battery charger and plug it into the side of a building or into something, and then where they sleep at night and hide to survive, what are you ashamed of? What shames you? What makes you feel like, you need me and Jesus and others to die to wash away your disgustingness, And why can't you get up and start washing it away your own damn self? What the hell's wrong with you? What prevents you from being a decent human being that understands the applications of physics of the Lord's Prayer? Life is eternal, grace is infinite, share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last. We're not doing that, so forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. What's wrong with you? Okay? Remember John Gilbert at the grocery store in Sierra Vista? Who has developmental disabilities from aggressive, abusive behaviors, surrounded by America's heroes in Cochise County. He's the groceries in the bag and the people that work in that town that are affected by the industry in that town ask him, "Why are you so slow?" And he goes, "And they call me disabled, Ralph." And I sat there and I looked at him. I said, "Don't worry about it, John. I sit here and look at these goals for, how much money they want to make off selling food to people in an area that has controlled population because of military management, which, you think they'd want to stabilize it instead of grow it because you don't want people to die from morbid obesity. And all these kids will fight like hell because their parents tell them to get a credit score that will kill people trying to cross the border just to eat." Are you saying we're stupid, Ralph? Is what all the other kids that weren't disabled like John said in the break room. I don't know. Can you figure it out? Can you look at the chart on the wall? Can you figure out what your parents are telling you on TV and trying to get into Oxford, Cambridge, and Harvard and all those other places and Stanford and whatnot? Can you understand what the fuck is happening to you? Can you understand what the fuck you're doing to your kids? And how it affects other kids? Sure is a nice coat. Yeah, I've had this coat since first year at, what was the name of that place? Fiesta Foods, where the Western Union cameras resupply girls to the brothels to be raped to death by the deals with the people that were on the take from the sheriff's deputy departments in these counties, in Cochise County, Maricopa County. Yeah, Maricopa too, yeah. Yeah, they knew who to supply. I figured it out when they were stealing cars from immigrants, getting calls from managers on the take when I was in the when I just got out of the U.S. Air Force and I was the on-site apartment managers at some ghetto apartments on Thomas Road in Phoenix, Arizona. It's not hard to figure out. You just don't know. Well, John McCain will take care of it. He's a fucking hero. No, I found that out when I went to call and said, the MEPS stole all my money and said, well, they took all my money and applied it to my Student loans. No, that's against the law. They can't do that. Then the MEPs in Albuquerque stole all my money, and John McCain didn't do a damn thing. His office didn't do a fucking thing. John McCain's a murdering, pathetic, pile of shit asshole, and that's not gonna change. Okay, because who's fixing the technology now so we can all apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer? It's not the ghost of John McCain. He's not fucking Professor Snape, and I'm Harry Potter. No, okay, that's all propaganda meant to distract you assholes thinking, why haven't we discovered the mysteries of the Bible, and why are they still in Tolkien and Lewis's fairy tales for book sales and movies? What are you ashamed of? What embarrasses you? What will make you stop doing what you're doing so you can be proud to go to where we share food and where we gather crops and walk around other people's children and their wives and their children and their families and say, thank you for standing up for our value and correcting technology so it wouldn't be manipulated into mass murdering us through bad science programs. You're welcome. Thanks for believing in me and thanks for standing up with me. Hallelujah, brother. Food around the corner. That's me shopping at Walmart. Right? How many people do I run into that it's like that? All right. And the mom's in tears and she's crying and the kids are distracted because of all the Wi-Fi and it's hard for them to focus. And the parents, it's even hard for us to focus. But when we sit and we talk and our souls, the souls that provide life to these temples, flesh temples, if you know what life is worth, you look for yours on earth and now you see the light. When that light turns on and then the kids, what was she talking about? That guy seemed a little crazy. No, he's the exact opposite of a little crazy. Okay. He's a lot of love. And we need that because we need Nicolette Larson not to die at a young age from breast cancer. Hello, stranger, put your loving hand in mine. Hello, stranger, put your loving hand in mine. You are a stranger, and you're a friend of mine. Get up around her, let her working boy lay down. Get up around her, let a working boy lay down. You are around her, right? Every time I ride the 6th and 4th Street car, they flip the script. We Title IX'd it, right? I can see my baby peeping through the bars. She's prison bound and wanting to be free. She's really cute and it's like below zero and she's from Phoenix. And they made send her all the way to Madison, Wisconsin. And she has if that is her little boy, he's one of the cutest little boys that I've ever seen. Well, they're all cute, but he's cute. He's just adorable. Reminds me a lot of cuties I knew when I was young. And so, little B. Martinez doesn't need to be shipped out with money from mass murderers to go cover a tournament that should be regional if we're still doing it and using the right vehicles to move the people to and fro because it's not economic conflict and causing global warming. Right? So B should sit there and say, like the other little girl who may not be playing because she's injured said, I thought we was going to Tucson, right? I thought they'd send us to a regional tournament. And then we'd all go regionally and then we'd all meet at the last place, when we finally win all the regional things. And then we should make sure that we have the best, don't charge any money for vehicles, okay? Vehicles to travel there if we're going to need to travel there. But do we really need to? Okay. If it's fun for the kids and it's exercise and they need to move there for the tournament for it to culminate because you have to have them in the same physical place and it's fair to have them play at a neutral site for the last game, right? Which doesn't always work that way. A lot of times you'll get a team from the place where the neutral site is that is from that town. Okay. When they played the Final Four in Phoenix, me and Dad were hoping that the Arizona Wildcats would make it to the, I didn't think the Sun Devils would. Okay, I thought the Cats had a chance, right? And so I was just being realistic. Yeah. Like when I got in trouble, Mrs. Nail, who was later Mrs. Blue, because she married a guy named Blue and painted her nail blue, right? Called me a traitor because I bet Sammy $50 that Cruces was going to beat Mayfield in football that year. And you're a traitor. It's like, no, I've been to all the games and I just pretty much scouted both teams and know what their strengths and weaknesses are. And I think Cruces will beat Mayfield that year. And Cruces beat Mayfield that year. It was easy. This was going to go behind Segovia with Carrasco and had a crush on his sister. What was the other kid's name? Rock Kinnison. Yeah, his sister. Oh, she was cute. Yeah, she knew she was cute. Oh, they know they're cute when they wear them tight terry cloth shorts and go strutting around in the gym and look at this butt. Yeah, you wish. No, not really. No, I don't wish about that kind of stuff. I'm not like Skilo. I'll look for a minute or two, but I don't obsess and I don't keep trying to scheme in ways to make her mine. No, I just sit there and I look and just give me some kind of sign, girl. And if I get no signs, then it's like, she ain't interested. So I ain't interested. Why would I be interested in someone that's not interested in me? Well, I don't know. You're sane and rational. Of course. Because I'm one source. We're all sourced by the glory of God. And if you keep asking for money, when it's obvious that the Messiah lives here and has already corrected all the genocidal language of all the genocidal operations, why are you still doing what you're doing? And what embarrasses you? What are you ashamed of?